What's your take on books like Dead Aid by Dambisa Moyo? And do you think that the whole aid business should be radically reformed to actually mobilize resources more effectively?
It was a polemic, which was a valuable polemic. I mean, I did interview Dambisa about it, and she's a very articulate woman, and I mean, she made some very valid points. I think we do see some coherence in the way the aid community, and the big aid, which is about big money aid, is moving forward in terms of budget support. This is intellectually, it's the hardest issue, because if you look at a country like Rwanda, just take Rwanda, or you can take Ethiopia, the British government and other governments have just placed an enormous bet that maybe this will, in 7 or 8 years' time, be a positive thing. But the problem is you just don't know until 8 years in the future. You say that was the best thing you've ever done. In 8 years, you won't know. I mean, I can't say now that it's a bad idea. I can say it raises certain quandaries, particularly on the political and the free speech and the human rights side. But overhauling the aid community, I mean, that's just, I think that it's basically going in the right direction, you know? You're heading towards women, you're heading towards children, you're heading towards health, heading towards education. The one area which is not really taken as seriously as it should be is agriculture and, in general terms, biocapacity. I mean, it's ridiculous that people are still fighting for funds for the Green Revolution in Africa. I mean, that's just absurd to my mind. It's just a small amount of money, relatively. But I think what the aid community has to realize is that, and particularly the fundraising NGOs, the Save for Children's and the Oxfams and so on, is that they are not going to be the savior of Africa, you know, and that they need to be a little bit more mature about the image they present of Africa to the world and how they present themselves, and maybe a little bit more mature about which projects they're actually picking on the ground, which plays back into, for example, I think like renewable architecture, sophisticated architecture, getting like cheap building materials would be a lot more valuable than a lot of things that Oxfam is working on at the moment, you know. So what's on the table from the business community and what's on the table from the aid community, neither of them are really innovative enough strategies or are really looking at what Africa's competitive advantages are, you know. Yeah. So we need to think about that a lot more carefully, I think.